we lost the 93 finals, and then 94, we know there's a chance for us to win the cup back and basically to bring the glory back to Singapore. And the training itself is a battle.
Yes, the very dream team of 1994 Malaysia Cup champion. That whole spirit of 4 people and country.
So I went up thinking that I was just sitting down on the bench, Okay, Rafi, you're going to play sweeper. Huh? I said, why? I never trained how to play. He's cool. But he said, I trust you. I said, yeah, coach, but I never trained. But that trust that he gave to me,
right.
I will die for this coach.
Currently, I think the boys don't have enough training. They only train once, twice, then going to play a game on the weekend. I think at least they need to train at least.
So you started by saying that how the team bounced back. So maybe we want to hear other examples.
I would say, so I went through a very hard time. Until now, it still haunts me.
Hello everyone. So welcome to our very first episode of a special podcast series, 4 People and Country. You might be wondering, 4 People and Country? I'm sure you would have read this book, isn't it? Right? So this book was released on Teachers' Day, 4 People, 4 Country, Majulah, 60 stories by 60 PE teachers. So the PE teachers coming from beginning teachers to senior teachers to heads of department and even principal. And the whole concept of the book is to ensure that every single one of us has a story to tell. So today we have none other than, with me, starting from my extreme left, Stephen Tan, Rafi Ali and Lim Tong Hai. Let's give every one of them a clap, shall we? Right, guys. Well, guys, welcome to our very first episode, 4 People and Country, Majulah, right? So that whole title drawn from the late Uncle Chu, right? Untuk bangsa dan negara. So it was really the whole spirit of fighting not just for ourselves, but fighting for our bigger cause, for people and country, right? So let's dive right straight to 1994. 1994, that final at Shah Alam. I was there. I was on the upper tier. That stadium is bigger than life. Could you share with us that very first moment when you step into that stadium with that crowd around you? What did you hear, you feel, maybe you taste, you sense the whole spirit? Maybe one of you to start the ball rolling. Anyone?
Lim Tong Hai can start.
Why are you looking at me though?
You're nearest.
So it flows this way. Yeah.
So, in the first place, I think thanks, Hani, for inviting us. I think we are very honored to be here. So having said that, I think before we went to the 1994 finals, I think we have the privilege of playing in the semi-finals. I mean, guys, correct me if I'm wrong. We were playing in the semi-finals against Selangor. The 2-legged semi-finals. The first leg was here. We won 1-0. I think Rafi, you scored the goal.
No lah.
Fandi
scored. And then subsequently, when we went to Selangor, and then we played is 1-1, right? Yeah. So I think we were 2-2. So we were privileged to play in a new stadium and against the host Selangor. So when we went in to play in the final, we actually have a 1-game advantage to
you
Pahang.
had experience there,
Yeah. So that probably might help. But having said that, the feeling then was, I say it was overwhelming because when we step in, it was, I think, a crowd of a capacity crowd, if I'm not mistaken, it's about 80,000.
Yeah. Because in Singapore, we were used to 55K.
Yeah, 55K.
At the old National Stadium, right?
You're talking about 80,000 fans. I think almost 80% of them are in red and white.
Yes, right? I remember that. I was a fan there. We were shocked. We were in the buses and all that. When we reached there, we look around. It's all red.
So that really gives us the confidence boost, and it's as if like playing at home. Bringing back 1 year earlier on, 1993, when we played in the finals in Merdeka Stadium, we played against Kedah, and it was unfortunate that we lost 2-1. I can't remember what's the score. I think we lost the finals, and then that probably spurs us on to do better. Right. Not only for us, but also more so for the fans and our Singaporean friends also. Yeah.
So Tong Hai, you mentioned being overwhelmed. two of you felt the same way, or it's just Tong Hai lah overwhelming for you
I
guys?
think
Nothing.
for me, when I first stepped into the field, I think I had goosebumps. Seeing so many Singaporeans coming to support us, like as if it's our home game. So I think that gave us the motivation to want to win it more, because I didn't want to disappoint the fans for coming all the way to KL and support us. So I think the support really helped us.
Was that tough? Was that tough that you came in the whole of almost the whole of the stadium wearing red, and then you have such a big expectation, people travel and all that? Maybe Rafi, your thought on that?
I think when compared to playing at home, right?
Yeah.
At home, but we know we have the crowd, right?
Yeah.
The expectation we know is a little bit more higher. But when we go to Selangor and we see the crowd coming, it's not only for me, like, it's not at the stadium, you know. Okay. Before that, when we travel, one week prior to our final, right? Yeah. We had Jalan Besar. Wow, that was really crazy. We literally sometimes have to get our friends to drive our car to the other side of the gate, because we cannot
like secret agents,
leading up to that final, that training, I don't think we have. Now we have a training session where Jalan Besar Stadium is full. So leading up to that, then we know that they are coming up, they are going up. These people are coming up. So leading up to that, right, and you see them at the stadium, and I think that becomes an advantage for our squad. We know that, okay, we're gonna, sometimes you have that feeling that we know this is going to be our cup.
Was there like the management, whether it's the coach, was Douglas Moore was the coach, right? Or the late Umar, when was it? Was it manager, right? Yeah. So did they come in and talk to the team to ensure that this is, hey guys, this is where we are, the whole country is looking at us and all that? Was there anything
I think we
done?
know, but I think the management, in my opinion, they are very good at protecting us.
Okay.
Especially during the not so good times in our, and also the senior players. I think the senior players, Fandi, Malik, David, Jang Jung, Tong Hai, and then all the seasoned players taking care of us, the new ones that's coming in, and to make sure that we are focused on football. One thing good about this team is, especially for us, the younger ones, we cannot go astray.
So you mentioned Tong Hai, the senior, the policeman.
Tong Hai, quiet one. David is also the quiet one. Fandi, Malik is the discipline master.
Malik discipline master. He's got always that cheeky and all that.
Malik, you cannot.
He
talk, he laugh, but don't cross the line.
Play a very important part in the team spirit together as a team. So I think he's one of those that holds everyone together.
And so they never make us feel like, we are new, they are senior. We always, and then I think Douglas also played very, very important role. Like, I think all of us, all the younger ones, I think all of us had a chance to play. He trusts the players. Like, so I went up thinking that I was just sitting down on the bench, and I come in to the hotel and say, hey, okay, Rafi, you going to play sweeper? I say, I keep quiet, I cannot say anything. After the meeting, I tell Fandi, I think I cannot play. I say, why? I never trained how to play. Alamak, then go and talk to Douglas. Then he scold. But he say, I trust you. I say, yeah, coach, but I never trained. But that trust that he gave to me, for me, I say, I will die for this coach. So that is what he has.
Right. I'm going to pick the word that you mentioned, trust. I think this is a very powerful term. Maybe from Stephen or Tong Hai, anything to kind of add on to what Rafi has just mentioned, trust. Whether the trust of players with players, or trust coach to players, or the trust that the players has on the coach and the management. Anything that you can share on that?
Perhaps I might want to add on to what Rafi has mentioned. I think the lead up to the competition, the lead up to the final, I think is extremely crucial, and we were well protected by the management. And also going back further, I think when Douglas Moore was being appointed, I think that was also that was because the late Ken Warden was supposed to be the national coach, and then subsequently I think we went to Australia, and then by the time we came back, next thing you know that he has left us for Selangor, and then we were left with no one else, and
I think they one resurrected my career.
Yeah.
Because Ken Warden didn't like me at all.
so guess what?
I
He was at Brisbane.
I scored a hat trick in the first half, and I'm the only one who gets scolding.
So that was horrible. So it was quite sad for him because we were roommates, or I don't know, roommates or we Jiang.
We started off with a stepfather, then go to
Yeah. So Ken was having a go at him. Then after that, when Douglas Moore came in, because with the team that we have, what we need is guidance. I think with the expertise that we have, I mean with the senior players like Fandi, Malik, and then we have Abbas, and then David all. And then the middle age, like I would consider middle age, not the senior players, middle age, and then we have the juniors. But what is important is you can see people like Malik in the training itself picking up the balls, picking out the water bottles, and that all. He lead by example.
Right.
So by doing so, subsequently the junior cannot be just sitting down and then looking at that, right? So it just has a ripple effect on us.
Okay.
So that led by example, and then subsequently as we go along. You can see that everybody is chipping in. There is no animosity itself. So in the game, we know that, we lost the 93 finals, and then 94, we know there's a chance for us to win the cup back, and basically to bring the glory back to Singapore, and that's what happens. And everybody is just fighting. And in fact, if I may say, I mean, I'm not sure whether both the team, the training itself is a battle.
Yeah.
Everybody is fighting, but we are going in hard and robust, but we clean.
Yeah.
Everybody is fighting for the battle. And once we go into the pitch itself, you know that half the battle is gone because half the battle is won because we have done all the preparation before that.
Right.
Yeah. So and that's what I think that probably put us in a better state of mind. And yeah.
Do you think Omar or Douglas specifically tell the senior players that you should be doing like that?
No.
The senior players are they just lead by example.
Okay.
They like their hard work, their after training, when you see senior players doing extra, crossing, finishing, like Fandi Malik crossing, finishing, and then we junior like we also have to. They just led by example without even talking. That's one thing good about the squad. Like we are together. I think we go through tough times together. So I think the best part about this team that I can remember is when we are down. When we are down, we are always together. There are so many games that we are supposed to lose one. I remember one in Kelantan, remember? We were down 2-0.
Kelantan used to be
Sundram.
We were
Sundram is there,
totally outplayed, totally outmaneuvered or out tackle, all out lah. We all out lah.
Was that the game that we played in the riot, right? Where we were traveling not in a bus but in a truck or something like that.
Brunei.
This
This one Kelantan.
Kelantan, right?
The hotel is just 5 minutes away.
Yeah.
But
so we were down already.
I think they're trying to distract us because the changing room was smelling of urine. Was bad. so we didn't even get after we didn't even go in the changing room. We just stay up because it was so smelly. They purposely trying to disturb us. So referee had to stop. I think the 89 minute they blow for full time. They're getting wild there. And we didn't go back to the hotel 2 hours later. We were just 5 minutes away. And the own bus, Malaysian bus, got thrown.
So that game we were like down 2-0 in the first half. And Douglas said to us, I think you all just need to score one goal first. Get an early goal. Right? And nobody said anything, nobody whatever. Okay, come on guys, finish, we go in. But once we get that goal, the first goal, we knew we were going to win. 2-3, we won 3-2. Then we had to stay on the field for 2 hours at that time.
Okay, it's worth it.
It was really something.
Rafi, you brought a good point there. It's about yes, it can be that 94 was like people see. I mean, you guys are like household names and all that during that time. Like everybody knows who's in the Singapore team. So the 94 victory final celebrations and all that. So those are all the good stories. So, and leading up to that final, of course, there are games that we lost. But we only, for the common people, we only see bad result, we don't see the inner story that happens behind closed door maybe. So maybe we want to hear a little bit more, not just about, like, I mean, these days people talk about Instagram reels and all that. So we don't want to see just the reels on the outside, but on the inside. So you started by saying that how the team bounced back. So maybe we want to hear other examples, or maybe?
Like when the team, like you say, when they expect results, right, all the time. Okay, it is a pressure for the team. But there's also times when we are down, right? There are fans that also come to us and say, it's okay.
Right.
We are still behind you. We are still supporting you. Of course, many fans, they have different opinions and stuff like that. But this, you can call it small group or whatever. These people that come to us and say, it's all right, it's okay. You will all bounce back. You will get better. We will be supporting you. This kind of words that we get from them, right?
Remember the die-hard fans and all that at the time, right? Yeah.
Because 94, we went through a bit of a bad spell. So that was a time where they stood by us. So when they stood by us, I think for us players, the people are standing behind you. Cannot disappoint them.
All right. Other examples, maybe an injury or something like that?
I think midway through the season, we were doing so well. Then something hit us. I think Michael Vanna was charged for match fixing.
The Vanna,
and that took out one of our best foreigner, and we had to play with two foreigners, and that's, I think, is a disadvantage.
Right.
So, but I think we realized that we just have to move forward, and I think that the team came back strong and played the whole season just with two foreigners. And I think in the final, we played with one foreigner, Abbas, because Jiang Jun was suspended. So I think this shows the team is very strong together.
How did the team, if you can tell us a little bit more, right? Because for the public, we don't know, we know Vanna got charged and all that. We know what happened after that, but we don't know how in the changing room or in the training ground, was there an open talk among the team, like, okay, look guys, we've got this thing, but this is what is reported in the press, but maybe let's ignore all that, do what we need to do. Was there something along that line?
I cannot remember.
Because I think we're young, we just want to play football. I don't know.
Maybe ask the senior players.
Maybe the senior players know more.
So then I have to check in with Omar, but unfortunately Omar has passed that. So I mean, he's a very nice manager. I think he's like a fatherly figure for us.
That's what my impression.
Yes, a very nice guy, very jovial, and he has been very helpful. And he has been instrumental in getting the players in, and then he knows how to shelter, protect us. We do have our challenges as we go along, as we are leading up to even before the Malaysia Cup, we won the league first. And the league is not without any challenges. As we go along, we had roadblocks and then we have obstacles. But what is important is, we take one game at a time. We did not look at the far end and then say, okay, let's achieve this. But we took, I vividly remember when we were in Malacca, we were playing in Kubu Stadium. That is also a very small changing room where we can accommodate 10, but 18 of us were inside there. So from that on, we were chipping off the block bit by bit, saying that, okay, we take one thing at a time, because you can't plan 2-3 match further down the road, because you never know what will hit you. The next thing you know, Michael is gone, and then eventually we played with only one defender. Abbas was the only foreigner. Jiang Jun was suspended. I think it was Bohan, myself, and Kade. So it was more or less like a makeshift defense. So as we go along, it's not all smooth sailing. There are roadblocks and this and that all. But what's important is that the belief in the team. Everybody, backing each other up, and then there is no bickering. I think everybody knows that it is for the good of the team. So the team spirit is very, very strong. The bond is very, I would say it's very good. And but that's it. That is also because of I think we have a good leadership out there. It trickles down. So then the juniors will be looking at the senior players, and they'll be looking at how they behave and etc. All. None of us came late for meeting.
Right.
You know, most of us will be on time. Those who know that, you know, they are late, the next thing you know, you got to pay either for breakfast or dinner then, you know, so that probably helps, yeah. So as it goes along, I think with the team spirit, the entire team is very, very bonded.
So if I were now to kind of expand that a bit, so that 94 was like really a milestone in a way, right? I mean, you ask, okay, maybe you ask the younger PE teachers, they weren't even born then yet, but you ask people kind of who have gone through that, as whether as a school-going children or as a youth, we could vividly remember that. If you expand that to maybe before 94 or even slightly after 94, any of these things that you've just mentioned, things like trust, things like role modeling of the leadership teams and all that, were still evident in the system maybe?
Yeah, I mean, I think those days, they are different, right? We are different, right? Like we grew up, most of us grew up in an academy, Milo Academy.
Yes.
Milo Soccer School, right?
Yeah.
So the soccer school also run by teachers. I think. I remember our center, Mountbatten, is run by Mr. Bala.
There was a Malay guy, Mountbatten.
Samaddin.
No, there is a coach.
Coach, yes.
Principal is Mr. Bala, two Mr. Balas. Yeah. So they just stand only. They don't talk. They just like stand. But we know if we come in when they're standing outside, we got no chance to train already. You know, and it's not, once, twice after that, they will tell you, you don't have to come anymore. Right? But now people say it is harsh, right? Must everybody given a chance. So I think that part where they, from young, they instill you want something, you fight for it. Then the resilience, and we have coaches. My coach is a former goalkeeper, national keeper Lee Bising. You know, he killed us. Like, but what he did to me when I play for the national team, when people say, hey, wow, this one your long ball, all from him. Because every training, every weekend after training, like, wow, okay, you want to play midfield, you must give this long ball, you must be able to pass. And then I'm 14, right? So he is 16, so he's like my senior. So we have to watch, okay, you have to watch Steven, how Steven play midfield. So we watch, so we learn from there. So it's always this, what do you call it, like hierarchy that we follow.
Right.
So 18 we go and watch. So when we want to go there, so it's always like fighting and trying to get better. So that is the thing that we need to do.
Okay. And you guys are now coaches yourself, right? Yeah. So I hear your observation in a way that, okay, things are slightly more different, where people are more more motivated, more driven and all that. So now, yourself as coaches, do you see that in your students, in your players, in your
We need to
academies?
motivate them.
Yeah,
That's the
biggest
That's the biggest part.
Okay.
Because
Why?
football itself is not enough motivation. You see,
what is that? What is there for them? So
How can you change this? Because after all, this is for people and country. We are talking about. I mean, they are the feeders for quite a number of years. We are not seeing that kind of successes.
so comfortable. Education
very important.
Okay.
I think, in my opinion,
All right.
we have to educate, because three of them: the kids, the parents, and us coaches.
Okay.
How we can work together and make, because in the end of the day, whether they make it as footballer or not, it doesn't matter. But the discipline, the resilience, the dedication that they have put in is a tool for them in life.
Okay.
Right? So now it's like everything comes easy for them. Right? It comes easy, they throw so very easily. And especially when they, these kids, when you spot their mistake, right? I will say, hey, you don't do it. They go back home, they tell another version of the story. And then when they tell them, the parents come to us. Oh, why? I say, really? So for me, it's like, why must we record you in training to show to your parents that you actually not doing the correct thing? That's why we scold you. That's why we tell you.
Right.
Why do we need to go into this? Why we cannot, when we have this education proper, parents, this is your son's process. Like 13 years old, they cannot be the top player yet. Slowly. when 17, 18, 19. Because in football, we only become ripe when we're about 25, 26, 27, where we have the experience, and then we know how to control game and stuff like that. But some parents, they want the 13-year-old, 14-year-old to be at the top already.
Right.
Then when you 13, 14 at the top are highly likely, but they need to they need to be educated in that. They must know. So sometimes this is the problem that we have. But I think we have a lot of good players. Really, a lot of good players, young players. But then people thought, oh, when can we have the 94 back? When? You know, sometimes very funny. Coach, players not like you all last time. But then when we push your son, you get angry. We push your son a little bit, your son you get angry. Why my son do more? Then it's like, you want to be like the 94 squad? It's like this, training, you know.
Tong Hai, I mean, your work dealing with coaches and all that, right? How can we help build this ecosystem? This system. It's not just, we're not fixing one team. I mean, we are not. Let me begin with, we're not just fixing one player or one team, but we're trying to change the whole narrative of the whole country, right? In a way. Again, coming back to the title of the book, For People and Country. So there's a big calling. How might we do it? Yep, small step, but with a bigger vision of the whole country.
I think coaches and teachers, I think play a similar role. They are crucial in the development of the kids, you know. But primarily the kids must be more intrinsically motivated to want to do well. According like what Rafi has mentioned earlier on. Whether there's any motivating factor for them to do well on that, there must be something for them to look forward to, right? And as coaches and teachers, I think what's important is to make sure that we do our best, we plan what we could for them, and then to take each individual as, you know, when we go to craft out a program, I think we have an outcome that we want to achieve. But what primarily is important is to make sure that it is adaptable and to suit to their needs. Because if it's not fun, then they don't learn much. You know. But that also, we must not deviate so much from fun that they don't learn anything from there.
Yeah, it's not a case of a fun laugh and joke and all that, but then nothing from the end, right?
Yes. A classic example would be like when we are coaching shooting. You know, shooting on target, right? So it's fun. Everybody shoot a goal, and then if it hits the target, then it's good. But then again, if the ball goes out of of the target, and then you still say well done, what are we doing? Are we advocating the wrong technique or not shooting on goal or whatsoever? So it must be the proper instruction that is given, and we must also know what's the end outcome. And as we go along, I think what's important also is the learning needs of the kids or the trainees. Sometimes I had the privilege of assisting in AFA, Active Actually Football Academies back then. So I was doing a training session with one of the coaches. I was assisting them. And we were coming out with a program for 8 years old. Right. And when I look at the training program, I was just looking at Stephen. I said, Stephen, can I adapt it so that the 8 years old can make it? I would say that there's something for them to take away, because from what I look at it, I think it's a bit challenging. It's a bit advanced for them.
Right.
So how many of us actually coaches and maybe perhaps teachers would look at the training plan and say that, hey, actually this is not suitable for them. Can we just adapt it or not? So we must be able to voice out and then adapt accordingly. Yeah. So I thought that this is key, because coaches sometimes I want to win, and because you know that whether your contract get extended is only provided that you get success. But then again, what is the end outcome? You are developing winning team, or you are developing kids from then on. So I think that's crucial.
Yeah. I'm going to shift to Stephen. So, if you could share how you have develop your own son, Mark? Because my son was same age as your son, played the same academy, JCOE then and all that. So I kind of know your son's development.
I think currently, I think the boys don't have enough training.
Don't have enough training.
Not
Okay.
enough training.
Okay.
They only train once, twice, then going to play a game on the weekend. I think at least they need to train at least 4 or 5 times.
This is roughly, you're talking about which age group?
12 and below.
Okay, okay.
Even once they reach the youth level, I think the intensity must be more already.
Okay.
Because you don't learn anything, just one training, then you go and play a game on Sunday, expect to get result. Doesn't happen that way. So, but it's happening in Singapore. A lot of kids just want to play in the SYL, but the team don't train. So how? So week in, week out, you are making the same mistake, you are scolding the boy that, why are you doing this, why are you doing it? But in training, you never rectify. How is he going to learn? Even in school team, twice a week, they train and they play. And most of the time is just to prepare for the next game, but there's like I said, no revision.
Okay.
So for my son, I told him, if you want to be a footballer, then you have to be serious and train hard. That's all. You must put in the hard work.
Yep.
No hard work, then you don't expect everything to fall into place for you. Yeah.
What then can maybe teachers do? Teachers in school, because we're talking about PE teachers here. Some are coaches themselves, not many, very few. Some are teachers in charge of, say, football team, not just football team, maybe any CCA, like badminton, tennis, even swimming or judo or whatever. Knowing that there is a bigger calling of character development, for example. There's a bigger calling of, if you are good at your game, your sport, there is a possibility of you moving on to be the national player and do good for Singapore. But there's also study now. What can teachers do to ensure that, it's balanced, but very focused and targeted maybe?
Maybe like, okay, example, we have an elite player. Elite player from the school. And then he also has to play for the school team and training and stuff like that. So the school teacher and the coach can have communication with them.
Okay.
So maybe when he comes to the elite training, it's like more of bigger plans for the tactical, whatever.
Right.
But when he goes to the school, right, he need to brush up on certain things. So, for example, I say, he needs to brush up on his left foot or whatever.
Okay.
So you do something for him.
Right.
But on the bigger picture for the school, he will be a top player for the school because he has that experience playing in the international level or whatever. So these kind of things we can help them. And like what Steven said, training, yeah, correct. Because now, coach, I cannot come training because birthday. Coach, I cannot come training. So this part I have to tell the players what you want. You want birthday, you go ahead, no problem. Right?
You want hooray, you go hooray.
So, like, that's why when for me, with these younger boys, when I coach them, sometimes I explain to the parents, I say, hey, sometimes we do this to your son, it's not because we don't like him. We want to see how he react, positive or negative. Because as a scout, we watch a player when they make a mistake, and then the next one mistake they make, the next one they will be playing the safe one, right? Then we say he's not, it's difficult to go forward. But if he makes this mistake and then he try again, then we say, okay. Then we build on his resilience.
And the potential.
Because, when he has that resilience, like that winning mentality, right? I think whatever they do is very easy. I have my own experience with my under 12 last year. I have this boy who's natural talent, natural. You just throw the ball, he knows how to control. Where sometimes other players we need to say, oh, put your foot down here, like that. But I also have this boy who is really not as talented as him. But this boy learn every single time he picks up. You know? And then we push him resilient. At one point he was scared. Then we told the mother, mom, say, this is what we're going to do to your son. We're just going to test, see how he reacts. So I told him, hey, Eden, you're very good, but you need to go in harder tackle. You cannot be letting people beat you easily. Oh, coach. But he's very shy, he's very quiet. I said, okay, we give you 2 weeks. If he these 2 weeks you don't back up, we will have to drop you.
Right.
You cannot play SYL. Coach, I want to play SYL. Okay, then push. Don't worry, just push. So he pushed. Then after that incident, right, he became a totally different player. And then he trained. So one time game, this fella, I said, you mark him. Right. This fella cannot move. He marks. But he's not as talented as this boy. But he is disciplined and he's resilient. He get beaten, he chase, he go. I say, wow, this one can go far. Because of his attitude already. Right? And the one thing I salute the parents is, coach, you do. Never mind. He listen. Then he tell the boy, you listen to this coach. You can go far for long. I say, I try to get you this one, and then when time for you to go, you will go. You have to go to another coach. So for me, as a coach, I try to their resilience, right? Their character. Once I think we build, I hope when we build this character, right, there are enough motivation. Wherever you put them, also they can play.
Yeah. So I hear character in the form of resilience that you want to build. But and the thing that enable that, to me, what I pick up from you is that communication.
Yes.
So the communication between coach, parent, to the player himself or herself. And you also mentioned another dimension, the communication between coaches.
Yes.
So there is a very holistic effort to develop that player, right? So
like what Tong Hai says is true. Sometimes school, the coaches, they want to win. They want to because of
contract and all that.
Track record, whatever, right? So sometimes it's difficult.
Yeah. And I'm gonna throw that spanner in a way, right? Easier said than done, no?
Of course, it's going to be a journey. We need to create culture.
Okay, culture.
Last time we have culture. Last time we grow up, we sit down, we listen to the radio. You talk about Uncle Chu, right? We've never met the late Uncle Chu, but we listen to the players who like Sama LPC talking, Kim Song talking. Oh, Uncle Chu kill us, we die. The word die is always there. That's like how
die can still come out again.
2 hours, like that only. You ask boys now to do cone 2 hours, 2 minutes they go back already. They say training very boring. Then we listen. They play stadium, but the imagination we have, and then we go and say, all these are big players. You talk about us 94, I'm telling you. You look at the 70s, they are bigger. They are bigger stars. If they are in the 94 squad, I think they are at Real Madrid already. Because every player got their own magic. You talk Sama LPC, Kim Song, the late one. No. I went to watch the 70s one time at National Stadium. I said, wow, I want to play at this stadium. They just they inspired us, So that's why we have this culture. So from there, then we know, this is what we have to do. So the culture. After the 94, whatever, the culture stops.
In a way, it's quite sad, You're right about that hearing that stories from the yesteryear. Right? My late father-in-law, Rahmat Mawar. The moment I speak to some of his friends and all that, don't play, no. He and his moustache will just whack you one time from the back.
The late Uncle Chu, he like the story we watched the Raw, is it?
Kallang
Raw, right?
Yeah.
And he wants to coach for the Singapore team, but they don't want him. And he said, I want to coach Singapore for free. Now you think people will do this? Don't have right? But the love for the country, right? Because he's been successful in Indonesia, the movie, and Malaysia, right? Everybody wants him there, but his own country don't want him. But I said he's waiting for the call, and it's like wow, And when he comes in and he just create the thing. That's the first time where they played at the National Stadium. Before that was Jalan Besar, right? So we're listening to this. It just inspire you as a young player.
Could this be? I mean, you mentioned about these stories and all that, right? Could this be a strategy now? Again, coming back to PE teachers in school, even in a PE lesson, or even PE teachers who are teachers in charge or coaches, right? The use of stories, for example, as a strategy to inspire, to really rah-rah the whole team. Are there maybe in your own experience as a coach or as a player that the use of story to motivate and inspire?
The younger ones, they don't know. When we tell them the story, they look at us like, this one what grandfather's story. They don't know us, right?
Must show video.
Yeah.
Show video.
Now must video. Then
Last
they
time,
bit,
not so many videos from last time to show. So
Last time we walked into the gate 1, is it, Tom?
Gate
yeah,
one,
yes,
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
We Milo, nobody at the stadium. We just play in the morning. But walking there, we say, wow, this one day national player walk in like this. But there's nothing, no visual. Right? So now we have to replicate this and make it into a visual, especially like our national development there.
Right.
So we have to really put like, maybe like NBA they do champions 2000, 1993, 1994, 1970. This one, when is yours? When next which year? We put them so they go out and say, oh, this 94 squad there, the 98 squad there, 2004 squad there, all the squads that won the championship.
I think that's a wonderful idea, and it can be done in school as well. You can put posters and all that, right?
Yes.
So in the school hall, for example, it's not just any kind of banner, but banner which are really inspiring from a sporting angle. Maybe.
Good, yeah, we can do that very good because we need to create a culture.
Right.
I think if you compare Singapore coaches to Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, Singapore coaches are the best, I'm telling you. Because in Thailand,
You're telling about yourself, is it?
Thailand, you no need to motivate them. Right? They all players, they really want to go. There's a passport. Malaysia also like that.
Yes.
Vietnam also. Singapore,
Got to
come
hard-
training.
Got to work harder for the money. Harder for the money.
you have to ask them to come training.
Come training.
I think it's a bit of relevance because, in my opinion, I think using stories are very, very powerful tool.
Okay.
But how do we do it is basically we also don't want to tell the story which is like too long ago where they cannot identify with it. There's no relevance to it. So you couldn't. I mean, if you look at a basketball player, then they will say, if you look at how MJ, Michael Jordan, or even Kobe, or even right now, LeBron James, and then these are all their role models. And if you want to play like them, this is how you need to be training. I mean, in football, they're looking at Messi, Ronaldo, everybody idolizes these two, right? And you think they get there just by playing some football, but the kind of training that's behind the doors, nobody knows.
This one they must know, correct?
There you go. And then we're talking about swimmers. Swimmers, like how many of us actually see how Joseph Schooling trained? You know, it's all the hard work, all the injuries, the pain that they have gone through, and we only see the 2006 where he won the Olympic gold. You know. And it's crucial. These are important so that there's some role model for them to look up to and how they aspire to be. But taking it a bit back, what Rafi has mentioned earlier on, kids nowadays, they probably have a little bit more distraction. And time spent, you want to hone a skill, previously you were talking about 10,000 hours, right? But right now, how much time has been developed, how much time has been spent to actually hone your skill. I mean, we don't get better by just looking at games. We need to train. And Stephen has mentioned also, now they are playing for schools, they are playing for clubs, and then they are playing. It's a little bit stretch. So communication is key. And then we also know that when we were coaching in the COE back then, the Center of Excellence, I have players coming in after training from school, at 3 to 5, they come and join us at 5 o'clock for training. Now, do we carry on training them again? Or do we understand that, hey, actually you just finished a 2-hour training, do I still
Whack you here.
put you through the training or I tell you what, why don't you take a break and rest?
I mean, just because the training program say do that, then you
Exactly.
cannot be done.
That's why I say adaptability is important, right? I mean, I can plan what I can. I mean, I can plan for 20 players to come, but eventually there's only 10 players. Do I carry on with the 20 players training plan? So that's crucial, understanding the players. And I mean, that's it. We, as coaches and teachers, we are in a difficult position also. We can do what we want, but at the end of the day, we also need to know that the trainees, they themselves must want to improve. We can plan what we can, but at the end of the day, if the motivation factor is not there, it's a bit hard. Like what Rafi has mentioned, you go to Indonesia, you go to Thailand, you go to all the even Myanmar or wherever.
All the
You have
Vietnam and all the Southeast Asia.
You have 100 kids to choose from, and you have a headache because you don't know how to tell the parents. Sorry,
Here in Singapore, you drop the kid, they write email to minister already.
I think that one also must stop a bit.
So the selection process is important also, right? Yeah. So they must know that there are sacrifices to be made.
A lot of sacrifices.
So when we were playing,
lot.
yes, we need to strike a balance between sports and studies.
Yep.
And we need to know where to draw a timeline, as in, okay, time for us to train. And in fact, during exams, we do train also, because that actually takes you out of pressure, and then you have a better mind. Once you go in there, you clear your mind, you go in and train, you study better.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You know the 70s players, Tianjit, all of them are from
Right.
very good school, RI.
Yeah.
Even like
And they play for the national team.
Ayong Pak Kwan and all
Yeah.
that.
Young also,
Yeah,
yes.
so we can say the education school is a big problem, right? But I think the boys, if they know how to manage, right? Like I want to say, the phone, the social media. Last time, how I wish we have social media that we can repeat how he do this trick. Then we can go to because we only can capture once only. Big league is only on Sunday only. So you watch what they do skill, then try to remember, then go down and try.
Sunday morning,
Now you
always.
can, what I do wrong, you can go again and see, it's not wrong, I do again. So we try to educate them instead of, you want to play football, instead of watching all the other nonsense, you watch this one.
I would say that is about kind of leveraging technology in a way, right? Yeah. So on one hand, they can be distracted with all kinds of media, social media, and all that. But now there is this possibility of which many of our teachers are also using technology for teaching and learning, for coaching.
In a
lot of
positive way,
technology,
we
in a
can always
positive way,
encourage them to do in a positive way.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest issue that we have to do lah. Like the bigger thing, we have to tell them use it in a positive way that will help you more rather than all these negative things that you learn from social media.
So I hear kind of, based on our conversations and all that, right? I'm attempting to summarize in a way 3 C's, probably 3 C's, right? Then maybe if you agree to that or you want to expand on that. First is commitment. Commitment in the form of discipline and commitment. Then you show that commitment through your resilience. So the first C is that commitment, and how a player needs to show that commitment in order for him or her to do well in whatever sport, football or any other sport. And to support that is the next C, which is culture. So the culture is not just culture cannot be alone. One person cannot form a culture. Culture must be a few, and in our conversation here is about the team, right? So the culture, who develops the culture? It could be the senior players, it could be the management, it could be the coach, the teacher in charge, and the players themselves. Every one of them contribute to the culture, right? So the role modeling and all that is happening. So the culture must be there. The culture will support that commitment. And the third one, to me, the third C that can help us, especially in our context now, is maybe communication. So the communication in various ways, communication between, let's say we are all players, right? How a young new player, a junior player talk to a senior player, communication. And not just this direction, it is also this direction, a senior player to the junior player, communication. Then communication between players and maybe the coach or the manager. And then the communication between the manager and between managers and coach, the management, and then now we talk about parents, just now we talk about parents and all that. So to me, that 3 C's is very evident here. The commitment, the culture, and the communication. So if you could kind of give that final takeaway to our viewers and our listeners, right? Whether they're gonna access this through our YouTube channels or in Spotify. What will be your advice, your final advice, right, for them to ensure that we do something, and we do that something for the future of Singapore, for people of Singapore, and for the country that we love, Singapore? What will be your one advice to our PE teachers, or maybe if this goes out to even the world for our other listeners and viewers out there?
I think for me, communication, I think we are lacking now. I think the human interaction. Because of handphone and social media. Everybody is so glued to it that they don't sit down and have a conversation. So I think even like players and coaches, they just send message. instead of going to him, say, hey, well done, all this. So all this very important. Small thing helps. And also culture is, like Prime Minister say lah, we have to be we, it's not I.
Right.
So that is important we as a team, work as a team and play as a team. And that is important.
All right, right. So I hear you that communication and let's bring back the good old communication and not just the digital communication.
I think like for me, my take is maybe sometimes, you know, last time we have this courtesy. Campaign, you know?
Courtesy is for free.
You know,
Singer,
so I think that's you know, when we were in school, I don't know whether every time you have to line up and brush our teeth.
By the drain,
Then they drink water.
From
milk, right? They give us milk. I mean, we can use all these kind of things because I think we have gone far to bring back this will take a very, very long time. So sometimes I think we need to impose certain things, like maybe for us training, there's no phone.
Okay.
You know, like some Europeans do and stuff like that. Japanese, they do. Okay, when you are in this place, there's no phone. There's nothing. You cannot do this. You cannot post on social media and stuff like that. You're banned from it. So we need to like set some rules first, and then probably then the things will grow. Like for me, I think Steve will also do the same thing. Like after training or after game, we make them line up and thank their parents.
Okay.
It's a must. Because I think it's a very good thing. Because we as players also, when we were playing with our Thai coach, after training, we sit down and we say thank you. And he also said thank you. And we are professional. We played football for so many years. But we feel that, after that, we felt that connection, you know. And he cooked for us. He you know, this. So we have to bring all this back. Because like, maybe all the teachers have teachers before, right? After you finish school, you have a very long connection, right? Or many years. Now you don't have, I think. Now after well done, go. I didn't see you again. Right? We want to bring all these things back because it's just a continuous, like being human, you know. Like last time in the lift, hi uncle, don't know auntie, hi auntie. You know, we don't know each other, but everybody talk to each other and everybody support each other. That is why the 94 squad is very strong, because everybody is protecting each other,
Right.
And we have a culture, we have understanding, we have this young boys, young player. We know what we are supposed to do. Senior, they do this. So, it's nice to have this back. I honestly, I really missed it because sometimes take leave, I say hello, then they like look at me like, you know, I really miss all those. They sit down, you know, with the boys. They talk. I want them to have this, because if we don't do this now, once we lose our way, we are finished. You know, now children, sometimes you see them, the way they talk to the parents, I like, you know, sometimes.
I mean, thanks for that, because sometimes we use this word common sense, but maybe these days common sense not so common anymore. So you kind of developed the whole, you expanded on the whole idea of culture and the communication within that, and it can be done through several ways. So I mean, it could be maybe if the kids do not have that common sense is not so common anymore in a way. To begin with, maybe as a coach, we ensure that they talk to each other, they communicate, they have the sense of respect for each other and all that. And you mentioned about thanking the coach and all that. My own background in rugby, I used to play for the national side, and even now the Japanese especially. Not sure whether you know, at the end of the game they will line up and they will bow to the crowd. And even when they are substituted, the moment they stand to the side at the sideline, they will bow to the field and they will bow to the crowd before they step out. And it's a sense of respect, and that is the culture that the Japanese team
and they also develop country like us. You know, like Korea, everything. They also have handphone. They also have all the technology. How come their culture that is still they still have that culture?
Actually, you bring a good point there. In let's say a CCA, right, in a school, right? So it's not just the teacher managing the football team, the badminton team, the tennis team, the takraw team. Maybe among us, all the sports CCA should have communication and culture. So you build the school spirit together, right? Rather than just
culture.
the school culture.
Yes, correct. They must be proud to play for their school first.
maybe like
before they start playing for the country.
Maybe like a combined CCA camp example, or
Yeah.
some outing or something. Perhaps our listeners might want to draw some inspiration
Yeah,
from
the parents. The parents. I know they want the best for the children, and I think the best is for us is to make them understand. Okay, example in football, they must understand. Their process is like this. In order for them to hit there, they have to go through this first. So be patient, relax. Don't be like scared. Why my son never play? Why this? Sometimes football is not about on the field. It's psychological. Football is tiring. You get injured. You are not playing well. You are not feeling well. Everything. A lot of element in football, especially for young kids. And if they we don't tackle all this, mentally they, we go through
the burnout and all that.
we go through sometimes 50,000-60,000 scolding you. You talk about the good things, people 50,000-60,000 scolding you, your mother, your father. Not easy to bounce back.
True. Yeah.
But that is where we need come, no problem.
So it's again part of the culture building.
Last time we had the press that come after us. If you don't play well one game, one whole week they'll write about you. How you want to challenge them?
Tomorrow they sit down, they eat with you.
Like nothing happened. Like nothing happened.
Also the press can either kill you or bring you up.
Now very nice. Now press all very nice. Crowd also very nice. Lose also well done. Last time we lose. But we must together work together. Very, very, very hard together.
Last but not least, Tong Hai, your advice for
I think I echo totally what Steven and Rafi has mentioned. I think as coaches and as teachers, we are all we do it out of the good of the athlete and the trainees and etc. all, but still I think what's important is for coaches and teachers to be sometimes to reflect on our training plan, our training program, or what our intentions were. Sometimes we may mean well, but sometimes things might work out differently. So we reflect on how we can always improve and get better on that and how are we going to be receptive to constructive criticism, and then look at it, because how many of us can actually take it that that you have not done that well, I think Rafi has mentioned a very, very, I would say, so I went through a very hard time. I went through a very hard time in football. I would say that Steven was my roommate in SEA Games. I didn't know, actually I thought this might be a good learning point to bring up. SEA Games, the infamous 2 own goals that I've scored, I think that's something that until now it still haunts me. It still haunts me. I thought that it's important that since we are talking on this topic, I think people make mistake. People make mistake, and it's a matter of how you. It's not a matter of how many times you fall. It's a matter of how you pick yourself up after you fall. I shared this with a couple of schools. I went to Bendemeer Secondary School. I shared with them the challenges that I faced as a player, especially when I scored 2 own goals and everybody is just counting. And exactly to what Rafi has mentioned, 50,000 live there, screaming, calling for your head, and you have another 1 million or 2 million watching live at home, and for that, the record, Steven scored 2 goals. Their side, I scored 2 own goals on our side, and eventually we lost on penalties. So it was harsh. It was harsh. It's a very hard lesson for me to learn, and I thought that this is important because I thought that, why break up the past? But I think that this is a very strong lesson for people to learn that, look, people make mistakes. It's just like what back then when the minister, Lim Tong Hai, was actually telling me after the game, he came and told me that, not to worry, it's an honest mistake, And that really gives me the confidence and the courage to move on. And with the backing of my teammates, the team officials that helps me regain my trust. And that's what I'm trying to do now. I mean, to tell the players and then this and that all, how bad or how big is a setback for you? How do you overcome setback from that? Your mental strength has got to be strong. Right now, we talk about mental health. That would be mental suicide back then. You know, it is tough. It is tough. And Stephen and I, we say in the same block, you know, right? And Stephen can testify to the fact that when I come down, young kids, 7, 8 years old, shouting at you, Kelong. And how does that feel? So that is it's a life lesson.
Right.
And I don't wish for anyone to go through that. But like what Minister Yoni Hong said back then, he said, you know, it's a very, very strong word which I always tell people. I say, in Chinese, I mean, if I were to translate it, it's like the more you do, the more mistakes you make.
Yep.
The lesser you do, the lesser mistake you make. And those who doesn't make mistake is those who don't do anything at all.
True.
So you explore, you make mistake, but what happened is now it comes back is reflection.
And you become wiser.
You become wiser. So try what not to repeat. You know, avoid that and you learn from them.
Sure. Yep.
So that probably helps to mold what we are today. I mean, we're still very close friends because we have the trust in each other.
Yep.
And the trust from the back then was Sivaji, and then we have Patrick Ang and all these people. They are crucial in our lives also. So I mean, with that, we would like to thank them also. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
So I thought that as a parting shot, I'm not sure whether, but I think we also accept the students or even trainees for their flaws.
Yeah.
Not just because they are good, they are flaws also. We have to accept it. And then how do we educate or how do we share with them the life experiences and teach them to be a better person, not only as an athlete, but inculcating values in life also.
Right.
I think that probably is my
Kind of parting shot.
purpose,
Thanks for that reminder of being reflective and you shared on and again thanks for sharing your in a way your vulnerability and how you have learned from that and as an inspiration for our viewers and listeners. So to me, being reflective, since the message is for the teachers and the coaches, the teacher coaches to be reflective of their practices, and that's at one level. The next level is also for the players themselves to be reflective and learn. And I think this is where crucial. It is very crucial for teachers and coaches to help the players recognize, acknowledge the strength as well as the areas for growth and development and reflect on that. Yeah. Because after all, we are dealing with young lives, basically. Before we end the show, I'm saving this for last in a way. Because we're hiding this from the scene of the view. We've got this one of you've got some more over there. Yes.
Steven when he's young.
Steven brought some. So we've got two of Fundi's being featured in this, but I think very importantly we've got over there. Steven, could you just share a little bit of that? So a very young Steven, obviously.
More hair.
And we've got the other one also featuring Steven.
Cartoon, Steven.
So it is like, as what Steven mentioned, the media might love you, and this is probably after all the things.
After you score an important goal, next day you'll be featured.
Before that, they'll probably be cursing at you as well, together with all the rest. But in the end, this is it. I mean, we are not looking at the product in a way, but it's a process we're talking about. It's a process of what goes behind the door, behind the field, the team culture, the team talk, and all that. So we'll definitely take some nuggets, wonderful photos in here to feature at some point. And then thanks, Stephen, for bringing this, and thank you for our panelists today, right?
My pleasure.
Stephen, Rafi, Tong Hai. We've heard from them, viewers and listeners, we've heard from them the stories they brought from 94 and even before 94. We roll back to the 70s, in fact, right? So all the way from 70s, 80s, 90s, and moving forward to where they are right now, still impacting the sporting scene in Singapore through all the coaching and the coaching development that they are doing right now. So that whole story of doing, playing, training, talking beyond for themselves, beyond their own personal needs, is really for the people and the country Singapore. And taking a leaf from what, of course, the late Uncle Chu said, untuk bangsa dan negara. So the book talks about that whole spirit. Okay, if I could then maybe finish it off with a good chant, right? For people and country,
Majulah.
Majulah.